Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard some rumors about legendary and beloved actor Keanu Reeves. Some people talk about upcoming movies and projects, some about his down-to-earth personality. Did you guys know that Keanu has spent most of his life giving back? That's right, he has given a lot of money to charity, all anonymously, and works every day to advance human rights. But today, we are not here to talk about his philanthropy, but to talk about his romantic life. From an accidental marriage to an ultra-private relationship, here's what we know about Keanu Reeves' dating life. Keanu actually has quite the heartbreaking story when it comes to his love life. There will be a trigger warning for this video. There will be a brief mention of a stillborn child. If that is something that is too much for you to handle right now, please click off the video. Now, let's get into it. Do you guys remember when Keanu dated Sandra Bullock? Yeah, apparently the two of them both crushed on each other while they filmed Speed, and they had a little fling. It didn't last long, and the two have remained friends for decades since. Can you guys imagine what it must have been like for either of them to be starstruck as a star? That must have been a very weird sensation and situation to be in. Later, in the 90s, he was at a party with his band when he met Jennifer Syme. The two clicked immediately, and it wasn't long until they were devoted to each other. And Jennifer was pregnant. If you've heard this story before, you know where it's headed. Unfortunately, Jennifer lost their baby, and she was delivered stillborn. They named their daughter Ava, and while she never took a breath, she was so loved. But the tragedy didn't end there. Just a year later, Jennifer was killed in a car accident. I know, it sounds like something out of John Wick. Keanu was understandably devastated. It took him years to open up and talk about the experience, and not like anyone could blame him. He said, "Grief changes shape, but it never ends." People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, "It's gone and I'm better." They're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you're alone. I miss being a part of their lives and them being a part of mine. I wonder what the present would be like if they were here, what we might have done together. I miss all the great things that will never be. Honestly, I can't even imagine what he went through after losing both his child and his partner in such a short amount of time. That's just not what was supposed to happen. In a perfect world, Jennifer and Ava would be here. We can all relate to his struggles. And I'm sure we can all understand why he has remained so private in his personal life since this horrific tragedy. Keanu, at least in the public eye, seemed to move on. He wasn't in any public relationships, he just kept making movies and being awesome. There was that small incident of a marriage to Winona Ryder. Yeah, not because the two were in a relationship and decided to get married. The two worked together on the set of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which was filmed in 1992. For the sake of authenticity, real priests were used to officiate the scene, which technically means the marriage was binding. Sounds like a scene out of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, if you ask me. Do you guys remember when Count Olaf tricked Violet into marrying him? While the wedding wasn't exactly done in the traditional sense, it's actually one of Hollywood's longest-standing unions. Since that little incident, Keanu's dating life has been relatively quiet. Or so, at least, that's what the public thought. Turns out, Keanu may have been secretly dating his current girlfriend, Alexandra Grant, for several years now. They came out officially as a couple back in 2019, but who knows when they actually began dating. These two are both artists and have been friends for years. They worked together on a book in 2011 called Ode to Happiness, and again in 2016 on a series called Shadows. In 2017, they even founded X Artists Books, a publishing house. Maybe Alexandra's influence was enough to increase Keanu's interest in writing and literature. And now, Keanu seems to have gotten comfortable enough to be more open about his relationship status, which is honestly not anything we've seen from him before. In fact, at the Museum of Contemporary Art Gala just this past weekend in LA, the two were seen kissing in public. That's a huge milestone for him, and we couldn't be happier for him. These two seem to be a perfect pair, and they seem genuinely happy together.
Did you know that she had a crush on you? No? Did you
She
have?
obviously didn't know I had a crush on her either.
Oh wow!
A person close to both of them revealed they're soulmates and totally committed to the long term. And after all this time together, it just keeps getting sweeter. Keanu also said in an interview when asked about his last moment of pure bliss a couple of days ago with my honey. We were in bed, we were connected, we were smiling and laughing and giggling, feeling great. It was just really nice to be together. Seriously, guys, how sweet is that? I would absolutely die if my partner said that about us. And if you had any doubts that Keanu was a stand-up guy, does anyone remember that fling he had with photographer Amanda de Cadenet? In case you didn't know, Amanda met Keanu in LA when she was pregnant and married to another man. She apparently fell for him on set, and even thought to herself, I wonder how many pregnant women have affairs. But because Keanu is an amazing human, he decidedly did not reciprocate her advances, since she was married. Amanda did get divorced, and it was only then that Keanu agreed to go on a date with her. Seriously, what a guy! We certainly don't want to drag someone else to make Keanu look good, but Amanda did tell this story on a podcast, so... But let's not harass her, or anyone else for that matter. So, why has Keanu been so private when it comes to his personal life? Honestly, it's just that. Privacy. Probably losing a partner and a child has something to do with his hesitancy to speak publicly about his love life. Even if that isn't the whole reason, Keanu has been pretty private about his personal life in general, so it's possible he would have been quiet regardless of his romantic past. Fans, for the most part, seem to love this relationship for both Keanu and Alexandra.
To fight on a horse.
It's fun.
Does that
it's
not make
really
you
fun.
nervous at all?
No, it's a movie.
But the
It's
horse,
fun.
but the horse is real.
They have many similar interests, work in similar spheres, and seem to have comparable values in life. Alexandra has not tried to boast her relationship status, seemingly protecting hers and Keanu's privacy. It also seems to be the case that she is as pure a soul as Keanu himself. She has also spoken about her feelings about interpersonal relationships. Love at every level is deeply important. I do not believe that isolation is the way. There is a period of isolation that I do as a painter, but I deeply value the experience of being in relationships. Go off, sis. These two are so wholesome and seem wonderful to each other. Actress Jennifer Tilly, most popular for voice acting on Family Guy as Bonnie, is a friend of both of them, and has also spoken on the two. I think everybody wishes they had something like that. It's not a razzle-dazzle Hollywood romance. Not razzle-dazzle indeed, Jennifer. Anyway, what do you guys think? Did you know about Keanu's girlfriend? How long do you think they've actually been dating? Do you think they'll make it long-term or maybe even get married? That's all we have on Keanu Reeves' love life. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, so please let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
The best.
Yeah.
Best.
What makes him the best?
Pretty much everything. He's one of my favorite people to work with, to be around, and yeah.